So now Ro Khanna is a snake in the grass, right?
What?
And he came on this show and defended the CARES Act vote, and he did it in a very dishonest way. And that I knew that he was just another lying scumbag politician at that time. There was a time a gullible Jimmy Dore thought just like Bernie Sanders was real. I thought Ro Khanna was real. Ro Khanna plays the left so he can get elected president one day, and so he could stay being elected here. So now he's going to catch hell from a white lady calling in. I guess he's on C-SPAN. It's that, I think, or something, where they have to let people call in and say stuff. And this Abier says, do you want to see a Jewish woman rip apart a Zionist congressman? I think she destroyed him forever, and I love her for it. Let's watch.
Have been really kind to you, and I'm a Jewish American, and even though I'm Jewish, my white skin protects me in this country, so I'm gonna
I like how she thinks that. Your white skin protects you? Then why isn't the white skin protecting Julian Assange? Maybe she just meant her specific white skin. You gotta
see this skin. It's really good.
It's really okay, but anyway, I'm on this woman's side. I just wanted to make that point. Here we go.
Have been really kind to you, and I'm a Jewish American, and even though I'm Jewish, my white skin protects me in this country, so I'm going to lay it out to you. You're being a mealy-mouthed politician talking out both sides of your mouth. Israel has lost the right to defend itself in this case. This did not begin October 7th. As you probably know, apartheid has existed since Israel has existed in 1948. Like the United States of America, Israel is a white settler colonialist state, and Palestinians deserve a right to return to their homeland. You talk about the majority of your constituents. You're not listening to the majority of your constituents. You are listening to big tech, to the war machine in Silicon Valley, and to maybe some people who have time before this whole crisis began to call your office and have your ear. I know how politics works. Obviously, you are not going to unwound your heart for us. So we're just going to say this. We can't run someone against you at this time because that's closed in November. But your seat in 2026 is not yours. It's ours. And right now it's ours too. Your presidential ambitions are done. Your Senate ambitions are done. If you do not call for a ceasefire now, which is the leadership we need, you will not hold public office again in your next election. So thank you for your time, and thank you for showing to us who you actually are in your non-action. And I'll say one last thing.
I just want to say, look at his face while she gives him the business. He really looks like an extra beleaguered retail manager, doesn't he? And he can't get smart with her either because he's required to always give great customer service at his dad's mattress store, especially to white ladies. Come on, lady. Ro's just a diverse actor working in ugly Hollywood. He doesn't write the script. He just memorizes his lines and tries to hit his mark.
Yeah.
Guys, don't mistake Ro for the character he plays on television, is what I'm trying to say. Here. What this is called is, you've heard of Bollywood?
Yeah.
This is politics.
Politics?
This is politics.
A lot of song and dance. Do you see what happens after?
So watch this.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
This is my favorite part. Watch what he tries to scramble to find something to say.
Line.
What? In line. Watch this.
If you actually wanted to call for the bombings, put forward a resolution. Do it tomorrow. If you actually want something besides the ceasefire, put your actions into words and write a resolution so the rest of your colleagues that you're talking about will sign on to an end to the bombing. Thank you, Kareem.
So he's sitting there. Line.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you, everyone. Thank you all for being here.
Let's just wrap it up.
Congressman, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to us. As you can see, we care deeply about this issue. We want the resolution.
I would just say, I strongly disagree with the last person because I believe America is the greatest country in the world. I love this country, and I don't.
Think, Ro, think.
Can you imagine? So this is what I think of. Is the people who work for him. So I know, I know a guy who used to know those people who work in his office,
upset,
and
right?
they're true believers in him. They
no
true
more.
believer in the and so they're like, no, but they're not going to quit. None of them. They're still going to keep working for him.
You do more good on the inside, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right. You try to take it over from the
try
inside.
To go on the inside, work your way up to the top slowly. Do what you got to do. take Karen calls, sit there with your dumb hound dog face.
I think America's the greatest country. I love this country. That's all he could say was, what am I supposed to say to her?
He's like, my presidential thing. I love America. It's a great country.
I'm not going to be senator. I'm not going to be able to be president.
Anyway, of course you will, Ro. Just sit there and take the abuse, and then the people in charge will move you up along. You just do what you're supposed to. It's not following some crazy
That's what I
lady.
told RFK Jr.
Yeah.
I said, hey, just take your, go have your interview with Max Blumenthal, take your lumps. Nobody's going to give a shit and move on. But he won't. He still won't do that. I guess he doesn't want to give up that kind of, doesn't want to have that kind of video.
If he dared to do that, he's done. He's done.
What do you mean?
He's doing very well right now, and I attribute it to not talking to Max. I attribute his surge in the polls to not having to expose anything.
Anybody who cares about that issue doesn't need to see Max Blumenthal expose him. You know what I mean? Like, they already know he's shit on that issue.
But they don't want the point is that we don't even want a little bit of the truth coming out. Not right now.
Well, he did admit that every human rights organization calls Israel an apartheid state when he was on my show. And I did tell him that he's blowing his peace candidacy by his stance on Israel. But it's even worse now. It's not just his stance on Israel. He's now saber rattling with Russia, China, Iran, and Venezuela. And he sounds like John Bolton when he talks about those things. So it sounds like, RFK Jr. is supposed to be the peace candidate, and now he sounds like John Bolton half the time. And just like that lady said about Ro Khanna, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. That's what RFK Jr. has been doing ever since he's been on my show.
There are no peace candidates. That is not allowed. Everybody thinks there's going to be a peace candidate.
I know.
There's not going to be a peace candidate. Nobody wants that who has any power over it. And that ain't you.
Boy, that was fun, though. Hey, come see us doing a live stand-up show. We'll be in Burbank, California, Oxnard, California, Venice, California, Palmdale, California. Then we're going to Omaha, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, and Boston, Massachusetts. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.